I've been keeping a secret for the last year. There's a blog somewhere on the internet which I've been writing on for the past 365 days. That's a lot of writing, so to celebrate this milestone, I'm opening it up to the public. But before I do that, let's see what I learned. The first lesson was, don't give perfectionism a chance. If I had spent my time worrying about making the perfect post, I probably never would have published a single article. Instead, I would have spent forever on the most trivial decisions that don't even matter in the long run. And since my goal was to write before midnight, I didn't have time to do any of that. So whatever draft I had by 11:50 p.m., I'd better be happy with it. Over time, I got better at writing. And even though I'm still not happy with every single post I put out, there's a lot more posts that I am happy about. It sounds super counterintuitive, but you need to restrict yourself to grow. Giving yourself all the time in the world, or all the options that are available, will only put you in analysis paralysis. Put some arbitrary constraints on yourself, and see how creatively you adapt to them. But the most important constraint is on the perfectionist within you. Another lesson I learned was, don't just go through the motions. Actually make an active effort to improve at whatever you're doing. Whenever my life would get hectic, I'd fall into a trap where I was writing only to meet that daily quota. I wouldn't start my post until 11:30 p.m., and by the time I had to publish it, all I had was a few incoherent sentences. During nights out, my friends would see me slip away to quickly put something together before midnight. And whenever they would ask me what I'm doing, I'd either lie about having something due, or just pretend I'm texting someone. And it's exactly those posts which I'm the least proud of. On the other hand, any day where I'd intentionally set out time to write before the late evening were typically the days I'd come up with something good. That intentionality made all the difference. So don't delude yourself into thinking you're making progress if all you're doing is just going through the motions. It takes being proactive to actually get somewhere, and if you do that consistently, you'll do so much better. I did all this in secret because honestly, I was scared of the judgment at first. Knowing that someone could just read something so deeply personal to me was kind of scary, and it still is. But over time, that fear went away just a little bit, enough for me to comfortably share it with some of my closest friends. Another reason I didn't tell anyone was because of how I thought it would affect my writing. I didn't want the eyes of other people to change the way I write, so I decided to remain completely anonymous about it. But months later, I've come to the conclusion that I'm going about it the wrong way. People will inevitably view your work, so instead of trying to avoid that, why don't I make myself more resilient to the discomfort? Being true to yourself in front of an audience is incredibly important, especially when it comes to creating content, but it's also incredibly hard. The feelings of shame that have been planted in us need to be uprooted for any progress to be made, but that only happens through repeated exposure of your work. And that's exactly where you guys come in. To celebrate a year of writing, I'm opening myself up to the public and putting my blog out there. So, sorry to all the friends I've been gatekeeping this from, but check out my blog at pradhan.substack.com. New posts every Tuesday, 12 p.m. Pacific time. Link in the description down below.